Hey, welcome into Around the ICC European Edition with me, Kevin Egan. On this week's show, we ask who might Liverpool sign to save their season and help defend their title. I've got two big names that they can get on a free. I tell you about three top-class attacking talents that could be set for moves in January, and I break down what we've seen from Greg Berhalter's US men's national team. It's Around the ICC European Edition, and it starts right now. Liverpool find themselves in the midst of the worst injury crisis they've seen since Jurgen Klopp took over, and it just so happens it's when they're trying to defend their title for the first time in 30 years. It's harsh, but they must get on with it. Defensively, they need options, and I've got two free transfers that Jurgen Klopp could bring in right now if he wanted to. 6 weeks to go until the transfer window, but Liverpool need reinforcements right now. Number one, Daryl Janmaat, a Dutch international. He's still young enough to play, 31 years of age. He left Watford last month after suffering major injuries, but he's back fit, fighting, and he wants a chance to play again. Daryl Janmaat's an option, more of a fullback as opposed to a centre-back. For me, the best option is Ezequiel Garay, an Argentine international, someone who's played for Real Madrid and most recently Valencia. 9 months now since his ACL surgery. He's looking fit, looking for that opportunity again, and a ball-playing centre-back. I think he could be huge for the Reds. Sign him up. James Rodriguez's signing and rejuvenation got me thinking, what other little magicians are out there waiting to be snapped up? And I went and I found three that I think could go on the cheap this January. Number one, Xherdan Shaqiri. He's seen more time due to injuries of late, but let's be honest, Shaqiri has barely been a bit part player at Liverpool. With the Euros next summer, Shaqiri will want to be in the form of his life before repping his country of Switzerland. I think he's a top-class option, can play wide or centrally, getting closer to his 30s. As is Isco, just 1 year remaining on his contract after this season. He's getting closer to his 30s. He is an absolute genius on the ball. Isco is being wasted at Real Madrid, once valued just a couple of years ago by Transfermarkt at $100 million. Now Isco is not even near half that, I would think. Go snap him up, you've got yourself a diamond. And at three for me, Christian Eriksen. It hasn't worked for him at Inter Milan. He simply is not an Antonio Conte type player. I think a return to the Premier League could really help Christian Eriksen. Guess where I think he should go? Arsenal. I really do think Arsenal, a team struggling for goals so far this season, could do with the creativity of Eriksen. What would Spurs fans think? So how about the US men's national team, eh? A draw against Wales and a victory against Panama, a 6-2 dismantling of Panama, a side that went to the last World Cup. Let's not dismiss them. I thought it was marvellous. And today I bring you some questions and answers for Greg Berhalter's team. Let's start with some answers. I think there's 8 locked-in starters, all young talents playing for big clubs as well. When you break down this team, from Zach Steffen in goal, Brooks at the back, Dest, the three in midfield, if you can lock in Yunus Musa alongside McKennie and Adams, and then further forward, Pulisic if he's fit, and obviously Gio Reyna bagging his first goal for the national team in only his second appearance as well against Panama. So they're the 8 locked in. I think the style of play is my second point here. It brings new hope. There's a swagger about the US men's national team. Whether it's Dest on the right or the left, he always happens to bring that little bit of swagger, and it's great to see. There's a confidence there that I certainly have never seen before with this team. So roll on the good times, hopefully. And then they're playing with no fear. There's no inferiority complex here for the US men's national team, something we've absolutely seen before, both with the team, both with the organisation, and also, of course, with the fans as well. These players are playing at some of the biggest clubs in the world, from Steffen at the back at City, to McKennie alongside Ronaldo, to Dest alongside Messi. There's no issues with confidence. There's no issue with being American in this team. You're playing alongside the best, so why not go and be the best? I think it's an absolutely brilliant thing to see. As for some questions, I think they're all positional at this point. You look at the fullback position. Dest is the best right back and he's the best left back. I think you need to find someone else to solidify a fullback position. Reggie Cannon did reasonably well on the right hand side, but I prefer to see Dest there, so I'm looking at the left back slot and someone needs to step up. At centre back, John Brooks is a lock, but who's going to step in alongside him? Chris Richards at Bayern is an option. He's still young. And then in Major League Soccer, Zimmerman is an option. McKenzie's an option as well. Aaron Long's an option too. So someone needs to step up alongside Brooks. And further forward, Where is the striker? Who's going to be the guy? Maybe it's Daryl Dike. Maybe Josie Altidore is rejuvenated. Or maybe you get a striker like Sargent, or Giacchini scored a brace, Soto scored a brace against Panama too. That spot is up for grabs. Who's going to be the number 9 for the US? Go and grab it. This week's ICC 11 focuses on the best signings from the summer that was. In goal, Emiliano Martinez. From Arsenal to Aston Villa, he's been near perfect. Achraf Hakimi, now starring at Inter Milan. Alongside him, Ruben Diaz from Man City. Brilliant alongside Aymeric Laporte this season. And Ben Chilwell, whether it's clean sheets, goals, assists. The English international has been absolutely brilliant for Frank Lampard and Chelsea. Jude Bellingham, the 17-year-old, gets the nod in midfield. He's been excellent for Borussia Dortmund. And then alongside him, a player double his age, 34-year-old, the little magician that is David Silva for Real Sociedad, sitting atop of La Liga. James Rodriguez, the cafetero for the Toffees, has been brilliant to see his rejuvenation at Goodison Park. Diogo Jota, 3 big-time Premier League goals for Liverpool so far, and he's really clicked with Jurgen Klopp's team. And elsewhere, Leroy Sané, brilliant, absolutely great to see him back, starring for Bayern Munich after an ACL tear. And up front we go, Ollie Watkins coming in from the Championship, banging in the goals in the Premier League with Villa, and Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian, leading the line for Napoli, changing the way they play. I think he has been the signing of the summer so far. Guys, what do you think? This week's ICC Memories focuses in on the little genius that is David Silva, now starring for Real Sociedad over in La Liga, top of the table, the little Basque side, and Silva has been sensational his entire career. Let's go back to 2016, starring for Manchester City against Borussia Dortmund in Shenzhen, China. Here, a gorgeous assist for Sergio Aguero. The slip pass was perfect. Silva always had his head up, continues to do so now in La Liga Santander. Great assist for him. Folks, I love you, but I gotta go. That's all we have time for here on the show. Remember, internationalchampionscup.com for all the best content and European football news. For me, Kev, and our classy team, we'll see you next week.